Hi, I'm Michaela Morwood, and I'm going to be talking about the interview I conducted with Blake Wood, who owns Neil Wood Oil, Gas, and Minerals. Almost everyone will experience being interviewed at least once in their lifetime, but have you ever thought about what it's like to be on the other side of that, to be the one conducting the interview? Conducting an interview is a skill which takes thought and precision. I'm credible on this source because I recently conducted an interview and learned a lot about it. I'll explain in the next few minutes what information I gained from the interview I conducted, the things I did well while giving the interview, and the things I need to work on, and what I learned about interviewing. I interviewed someone with my dream job, the owner of an oil and gas company, and I learned a lot of information about the job and the industry. I will tell you a little bit about that information. The oil and gas industry is an intriguing one. There is no such thing as a typical day in the industry. I asked Mr. Wood what a typical day looked like for him, and he told me every single day was different. He did something new every single day, and that's what he loved about it. The biggest challenge of the industry, he said, is the ups and downs of the oil prices, of course. He told me that when it's low, it can be really hard, and people want to jump out, but if you stick with it, oil prices always go back up, and when they are up, you have to make sure you're smart about your money, and if you do so, you're able to hang on like he has. He told me that the oil and gas industry is a good one to be in because you will always need oil and gas. He doesn't think it'll ever be obsolete. You're always going to need it to power your homes and your cars and to heat things and everything. So I learned a lot of information about the oil and gas industry from talking to him, a lot more than I can even explain here, but it was some good information, and I'm really glad I got to hear more about it. Now I will tell you some of the things I was successful at during the interview and things I need to work on. There are many little things that have to be done to conduct a successful interview. I did some of these things really well, and some I need to be a little better at. I asked the questions well. I think I asked them in a way that he knew what I wanted, what I was asking him, and what he needed to respond, because I got very clear and precise answers. He's not much of a talker, but he gave me answers that were full and complete, and I got a lot of information out of him. I also did well at making eye contact and being intrigued in what he was saying, because I was intrigued, and I feel like he thought that he knew that when he was talking to me, I was really listening, and I wanted to hear what he had to say, which was good. I need to work on the pace of my interview. I talk quickly, I mumble sometimes, and so I need to make sure that when I'm interviewing, I ask the question, and I pause, and I don't get ahead of myself and talk too quickly. Now I'll tell you what I learned overall about the interviewing process from the other side. Being the interviewer is a daunting task. A lot of people think being the interviewee is nerve-wracking, but it's also scary having to conduct the interview. You have to make sure you're getting all the information you need. You don't want to miss something or have an incomplete interview, so you really have to make sure you've got your questions on point and you're understanding what needs to be said and like what you need out of that person, so you know like if you're getting the best person for the job. You need to make the interviewee feel comfortable. You're of course going to be intimidating because you're asking these questions and you could potentially hire this person or not, but you don't want to be so intimidating that the person feels uncomfortable and isn't going to give you full answers. You need genuine answers from them, so making them feel comfortable is a good way to get those. And like I said, it can be just as nerve-wracking to be the one conducting an interview. But as you can see, I learned a lot from conducting an interview. Conducting an interview is a skill and takes a lot of effort and thought. Going into my next interview, when I'm the interviewee, I'm going to be very glad that I know what it's like to be on the other side, because I think it'll help me be a better interviewee, and I know the process more in and out, and I think it'll be helpful for my future. Thank you.